Hi everyone, welcome back. Newcastle Fans TV. We'll have a West Ham fan, Dan, which some of you would have seen back in August when I was outside the London Stadium. Dan, thank you very much for coming on, mate.
Yeah, it's good to be on, mate. It's good to be back on the channel, and like I said, seeing you with a bit more of a smile on your face than I saw last time I was on.
Yeah, we've done a video over on West Ham Fan TV, so go over and head over there. There's a link in the description. But you can tell I'm a lot more happier, Dan, because we're winning games, which is a rare thing being a Newcastle fan. It's a lot more positive on the field. Going into this weekend's game, are you a little bit anxious, bit nervous because we're firing on all cylinders? We took 6 points off you last season as well. What's your initial thoughts? Because you're coming up, aren't you?
Yeah, you know what? I am. I really am. I mean, when you won your first game, I thought, all right, let's see what happens. Then you won the second game, and I was like, damn. And then you beat Burnley, and it sounds bad, but I really didn't want you guys to beat Burnley because
Yeah.
then it's like, wow, they've really picked up consistency. And now I'm worried because it's a ground that we don't tend to do well at.
Well, yeah,
Which
last year you've got Declan Rice got rinsed, didn't he? It was a 3-0
yeah.
win, then we won 3-2 down your place as well. So you're a bit, I don't know what's going to happen. Are you confident? Because I know last game out at Manchester City you tried to play against them and
Yeah.
you got tore apart. Now I'm expecting you to keep playing that way because we played Burnley very long ball. They didn't have a plan B. But even Rafa's come out and said that this Saturday we're going to be up against a team that's actually going to play football and try go through it. Are you going to play that way?
Yeah, I think so. I think we'll definitely play that way. The big thing for us is can we finish our chances? Because that's been a big problem for us, finishing. And it's been so frustrating. Most of the time we've been relying on an Outovich to come out with something special. But with all these chances we have, we're very wasteful. And that's what drives me crazy. And we're quite inconsistent. And yeah, that's why it's like I don't know what West Ham are going to turn up. I really don't, and it's really hard to predict. But I think, yeah, I'm worried. I'm worried. I mean, I'm coming down there on Saturday, and I'm going to enjoy it either way. But yeah,
Well,
you guys have actually picked up some consistency.
well, I think you've got a mixture now because you've got Andy Carroll back. If you are, I don't know, say 1-0 down or 0-0 after 70 minutes, you can just change the game and go direct and bring Carroll on. And of course, he's a local lad up here. You'll want to do well against us. So is it good having him back on the bench?
Yeah, absolutely. I've been critical of Carroll in terms of his injury record and how serious I think he does take staying fit and his fitness. But there's no question that when he is fit, he's a serious threat and he is a different option. And I've always wanted to have him as a super sub, that impact sub, because I think that's where he performs best. So, and like you're right, he is a local lad, and I think he's going to be bang up for it. So I think that is a major positive for us. He warmed up against City, but I don't think we brought him on. But he should be fit to play. So I think that's definitely a positive.
You'll want to do well up here, definitely, because he's from the area. So, how is it going to set up, Dana? He's going to watch your formation. Who's going to play where?
I think we're pretty much going to play the same way that we have been playing. We're going to play, the four at the back, and then Declan Rice. And I think you mentioned on our chat actually, Declan Rice sort of got rinsed a bit, but he's just really stepped up another level this season. And having him in that central midfield role, just in front of Balbuena and Diop, for the most part, he's been pretty solid. Um, so yeah, I think having that him in there, and then who else we got so many injuries. This is the thing that I'm worried about actually, the injuries to our players. We was doing so well. We actually were starting to get a run of good consistency, and then we had Yarmolenko, who got injured, and it's quite a few players out. But for us, Arnautovic was obviously the player that we're hanging everything on, and who every time he seems to look like he is injured at a game, and he'll go down and he hurt his knee, and you think, oh no. And I think he should be fit. So he's just that player that, as he just needs to be on his game. If he's on his game,
So
then
is he the key man then for you?
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. He runs tirelessly. He's up and down the pitch. Yeah, he's a special player.
He seems to come across as this very moody character. And when he was away on international duty, there was reports and then quotes saying that he wants to leave West Ham. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it's a weird one because there's been a lot of reports and things saying he wants like 200 grand a week, but he's denied it, and he said it's BS basically. But there's no question that he is a very, high quality player. And if he did want to leave, I couldn't blame him. I could not blame the bloke because he's very good. And we've sort of just been languishing at the moment, and he is like 29. He is getting on in his career, and he wants to try and play at the highest level, and which is perfectly understandable. Now, we want to keep him. I'd definitely love to see him if he can stick with us for another season and really see where things go, and give us that other season, because this season, to me, I've sort of written it off as it's just a season to get that stability, and we can go into next season and we've got the same manager, we've got a core group of players. We've gone through so many changes, new manager, we got inside like 11 new players.
Yeah.
So it's been very unstable for us, and inconsistent. I mentioned before on our channel, you've got your 3 wins on the trot.
Yeah.
It's been nearly 2 years since we got 2 wins on the trot, which is horrendous.
Yeah, but damn, we would love to go crazy and spend money. We really, really would. I just want to go back a little bit because, again, in the news was Declan Rice. Is he Irish? He's got 3 Irish caps. Is he English? Where do you stand?
It's difficult because, for me, I've got Irish background, Irish family, so I'm like sort of caught in the middle. But I think with Declan, I think a lot of it he's been advised. Like he grew up in England. He probably grew up watching England, supporting the England team, but he has the option to play for Ireland. And I think he was advised to play for Ireland. Now, Southgate's turned his head and said, "Listen, this is where you could be playing. This would be great for your career." I think, I can't see him going back to Ireland. I think that bridge is burned. You speak to Irish fans, I don't really want him back because if you're not 100% committed. So I think he'll be playing for England in the future.
Yeah, you want to get him in a competitive game, won't you? Get him tied down, won't you? Where do you see us now? Yes, it looks great that we've got 3 wins and Rafa's getting this stability, but medium or long term, do you think there's a ticking time bomb going to go off again if Rafa doesn't stay? And do you think he will stay?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it is a ticking time bomb because at the moment it's kind of like you've like I said, where you haven't won a game for so long. Now you've won 3 games. It's sort of like you're getting that moment when you're enjoying it.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of the fans, it's like important. Don't take the eye off the ball because you've got the 3 wins now, but don't let Ashley off too easy. And with Rafa, like I think we were saying in our video, I think the damage has been done, unfortunately, because how can he trust Mike Ashley going forward? He was given all the big promises, comes to the summer, and you can see how frustrated he was. And I think even if Ashley went and gave him 40 million to spend in January or 50 million or something like that, I think it's too little too late. And I just don't think it's a guy that, as much as I think Rafa loves the Newcastle fans.
Yeah, he does.
And you can see that, and he does respect the Newcastle fans. I just think he doesn't like working under Mike Ashley, and you've heard it, heard from Kevin Keegan and things like that, and what it's like to work under him, what sort of bloke he is. And I just think, I think his future is away from Newcastle, whether he stays in England or he goes abroad. Unfortunately. And of course, like once he goes, you guys know it's just going to be hell to pay. The only thing I think that Ashley could do is to try and get another top tier manager in, a high caliber manager, a name that I'm turning the questions back on you. Who would, for you, if Rafa left, who would satisfy the fans to say, actually, okay, Rafa has left, but we've got this guy in?
I don't think there will be. I think it's going to be like, after Keegan, it was Dalglish. It's like you're coming down a notch a little. I think whoever comes in will not be liked because it's going to be an Ashley guy unless we have a takeover. That's the only saving grace, which I can't see it now. So I think you're probably right. Rafa will be gone after the summer.
Yeah, I think with the takeover, it seems to be to me that he just values the club higher than the buyers do, and I think him himself has been the one who's devalued the club.
Well, if you look at even these food chains and the stores that he's buying, he's sacking shops off left, right, and centre, and all of that. But anyways, let's get back to topic because I'm going to start ranting. You're coming up. Obviously, we'll grab you for a fan cam as well. What you thinking then? What's your hopes? What's your predictions?
Um, See, I hate going to a game like negative and things like that. But to me, I'd be really happy with a draw. I forgot to mention Felipe Anderson, of course. 42 million player. I didn't actually, when you asked my lineup, I didn't give you the whole lineup.
Great
But
player.
Felipe, yeah, he's really coming into his own. I think he's going to be the key. Him and Arnautovic's link-up play, I think, will be the key. And if he can create some chances, um, yeah, do you know what? I can see it being 2-2. I can see a
No
2-2.
goals. Yeah, we've got injury problems ourselves. We don't know if we've got a left back or not, or he goes back
Uh,
to. He doesn't know if Rafa's going to play wing back. Is he going to go 4-2-3-1? So we've got questions ourselves, although we are winning games as well. Um,
if Andy Carroll comes on and scores the winner, is he going to be allowed back up in Geordie land?
nah, you won't. You
His
won't.
Geordie cards revoked. I tell you, if
No.
he comes on and
Well,
scores the winner,
his celebrations, the Angel of the North, then he puts his arms out, doesn't he?
oh yeah,
That's
yeah.
where he gets his celebration from. You better not be doing that on Saturday.
If he
Otherwise,
scores the winner, I'll never ever say anything bad about him as long as he's a West Ham player.
well, I'll be watching it when he gets injured for 6 months. I'll be watching it, Dan.
I'm gonna be like, bless him. My thoughts and prayers are with him. Speedy recovery. Give him all the time he needs. Bless him.
So you're thinking score? I think it'll be minimum score, but I'm hopeful of 3 points as well. I've been on West Ham Fan TV as well. There'll be a link in the description for that video as well. Dan, I shall see you Saturday. Thanks for coming on.
See you Saturday, mate. Thanks for having me.
No problem. Ta-da.